How's it going, guys? YouTube community, this is usually the channel where I do my eating stuff and then, of course, my latest video. But today is special. It's going to be Local John 812 and
Jrod84.
First, it's not a podcast, video cast of sports. So here we go. We're going to kick it off with a big win today for the Cats against Florida. Down most of that game. 12 points in the first half, as high as it got, I believe.
Yes, and 8 points, about midway through the second half. But then the light switch came on. Kentucky took over from there.
Monk was 3 points in the first half and then 30 in the second.
And went off for 30.
So that was a big momentum, switch there for Monk, starting off the second half the way he did. In the first half, I think we're lost without Willis and Hawkins.
Yes, I would say, but those two, they give senior leadership. I mean, because they've been through this grind for 4 years now.
Right.
So they pretty much know what it takes to win. I said, well, now so more than ever, that the team's been struggling a little bit here as of late, but now I just say they both picked it up today. I mean, they played great. Didn't score a whole lot, but necessarily you really don't even have to score a whole. I mean, you just play great defense and let most of the other stars on the team do the scoring. It was exactly what happened today. And they came out with the big win.
I mean, Hawkins did have some few turnovers. His shooting wasn't that great at the beginning of the thing, but he came back and he played a lot better. And in the second half, and in the first half, he made some good defensive stops, good defensive plays. I gotta do something, but I'll let Jay take over real quick.
Honestly, yes, a great win for the Cats today. Honestly, a 10-point wins now puts them at 14-2 in the SEC. That puts them in the lead with 2 games to go. Now speaking. Now with this win, this should still put them in the driver's seat, for a possible top 2 seed in the NCAA tournament, depending on what else happens over the next couple of weeks. But nevertheless, a good win. And then there's still plenty of more basketball left to be played here throughout the weekend, next weekend. Of course, weekend after that, it's championship week. This is where everybody plays for tournament seeding across the country. And there's several other teams. Okay, let's see. Well, I'll start with the teams that are currently on the 1 line in the NCAA. You have Kansas, you have Gonzaga, you got Villanova, you got North Carolina. Now, there's a lot of people saying Gonzaga probably shouldn't be a 1 seed, but more than likely they will. I mean, cause Gonzaga, their last regular season game is late tonight against BYU, and it's at home, which they should win. Then they got the West Coast Conference tournament out in Vegas, which they'll probably win too. So more than likely they're going to enter the tournament unbeaten, 33-0. Third team in the last 4 years to enter the tournament unbeaten. Kansas, which of course reigns supreme in the Big 12 yet again, 13 titles in a row, 13 straight Big 12 titles. They're probably going to remain at number 1. Villanova, in spite of losing to Butler yet again earlier this week, Villanova can still be a 1, and probably still will be. And North Carolina, winning both of their games this week. They beat Louisville early in the week, and then they won at Pittsburgh today. So the Tar Heels can probably still be on the 1 line.
I'm back.
I was just telling about the teams that were on the top 4 lines in the that were on the top 4 lines in the NCAA tournament.
Yeah, a lot of people don't think we can be a 1. I know our BP our RPI has been pretty good. BPI has been okay, and let me tell you this: it's not the fact that we're playing a bunch of great ranked teams or whatever. I mean, basically, you're looking at maybe playing Florida again, who could be another ranked team that you beat if you get lucky enough to play them again, and if you play good enough to beat them. Mm-hmm. My theory is that other teams that are ahead of us have tougher matchups, and they will lose games. And not every time you lose a game, you're going to fall off a line or something. But I'm just saying, if Kentucky wins out, and a couple of these teams in front of them lose 2 games, they should fall back.
It's a great possibility that they could move into the top 2 line. I would say it's possible. Okay, let's go conference by conference. Okay, the ACC. Okay, which one? Okay, which right now? I mean, if I were to give the ACC, the locks, I see 6 locks of the ACC right now. You got Duke, Florida State, Louisville, North Carolina, Notre Dame, Virginia,
right,
and probably a couple of more bubble teams. The Big East right now, maybe 3. Well,
thank you.
Yeah, I'll probably give them 3 locks. Villanova, Butler, and maybe Creighton.
Okay.
Big Ten, probably 3 locks. Maryland, Purdue, Wisconsin. The Big 12, 3 locks. Baylor, Kansas, West Virginia.
Big Ten's got like 2. Purdue and Wisconsin.
Yeah. Okay, the Pac-12. You got 3: Arizona, Oregon, UCLA. And then, of course, the SEC. You got, basically now I probably want to say 2: Kentucky, Florida.
I think 4. I've said that we're going to get, I think we get 3 or 4.
Well, possibly no South Carolina and Arkansas. And possibly Arkansas, yeah. But like I said, there's a whole lot of basketball to be played over the next 2 weeks.
Yep.
Anything can and will happen more than likely.
Because here's my theory on how many we get in from the SEC. Kentucky and Florida are locks. South Carolina played themselves out, but they can easily play their back in. They don't even have to win the SEC tournament. They just got to win their last 2 games and maybe a game in the SEC tournament, and they're in.
Yeah, well, South Carolina they'll still be in. Because they've had a great season. They have a good season, 21-8, even though they've lost their last couple of conference games. Yeah, South Carolina will more likely be in.
That's 3, and Arkansas will get in because I think Arkansas. I'm always going out on a limb. I'll say Arkansas beats Florida at Florida this coming up week, and that puts them in the tournament. So that gives the SEC 4 teams.
Well, that's a great possibility.
And one of the teams that'll be an early exit, I think, in the NCAA tournament, I think is Florida. They're a good team. They can beat us. Obviously, they beat us by 22 points. Now, we won today by 10. If Fox is playing, we probably win by more. But if their big guys playing, maybe it evens out or something. I think that game in Florida, they just got off to a hot start and never looked back. That's exactly what happened with that win in Florida. Mm-hmm. I just think in the big dance, I think the lack of not having that big guy anymore is going to hurt them when they go up against a team like right now we're watching Purdue play. With Haas
and Purdue to me has pretty much got not just the Big Ten Player of the Year, but probably one of the front runners for National Player of the Year in Caleb Swanigan.
I like Purdue's chances.
I just said I've always liked Purdue. To me, the last couple of years has been one of the most underrated teams. I think they're a team that can do some damage in the tournament. They can.
I think in a couple more weeks we're going to do a show on here where we'll do our prediction. I think actually no, next Saturday. That's it. Next Saturday show after the Kentucky game is going to be talk about what's going on and plus our Final Four picks. Now a lot of people say, "Why are you doing it so early? Why shouldn't you wait till after the conference tournament?" We'll do one regular season Final Four. Then after the conference tournament and after the selection show, we'll do our Final Four picks before the tournament starts. So you guys are going to get 2 glimpses of our Final Four. I don't think mine's changed. I've changed. I'm not going to say who, but I've already had a Final Four in my head, and I've changed once on the team. So we'll see what happens next Friday or next Saturday.
Yeah, honestly, like I said, there's 2 weeks. There's 2 selection Sundays, 2 weeks from tomorrow, and a lot can happen. A lot can and will happen. But since we're in the regular season for right now, I guess we'll go through the Power 6 conferences, and I just say we'll give our picks, to who thinks. I see who will win. Okay, starting with the ACC. Right now, I'm looking at the ACC. I'm gonna say North Carolina. More than likely, is going to close it out and win the ACC.
The regular season?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
The tournament is kind of a different story.
Yeah, because in the tournament, I actually like, if Duke's healthy enough, I actually like Duke to win that tournament.
Yeah, honestly, yeah, probably so. Now, and I see there's probably a team in there that that can make a miracle run, that can make a miracle run and win the title.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, it could be Florida State, it could be Louisville, it could be Notre Dame, or it could be Virginia if they get out of this little slump they've been having here as of late.
And if you go Big Ten, I don't even know the standings. I think is Purdue out.
Purdue is in the lead in the Big Ten at 12-3.
Mm-hmm.
Wisconsin, I believe, is like a game back. I think it's like a game and a half back because Wisconsin lost the other night. And Purdue's ahead, and Purdue's at Michigan today, which they should win.
I mean, Michigan's playing tough. Michigan is trying to find their way into an NCAA tournament bid. And 18-10 here, 8-7 in that conference, and they're going to have to win some games down the stretch to make sure they get in. So the Big Ten could be looking at Purdue, Wisconsin,
and Maryland, and there's a
Maryland for sure.
There's a lot. The Big Ten has probably got the most bubble teams. Michigan's one of them. Minnesota is
Northwestern.
one. Michigan State is one, and Northwestern is one.
Yeah, I'd say those teams could play themselves in or out of the tournament. Northwestern was arguably thinking everybody's like they're going to make their first NCAA tournament in a long time, or ever.
I still believe they will.
I don't think right now they get in. No, it's not enough. And they've been losing down the stretch, haven't they? They've lost, I think, two of the last three or something.
They lost to Maryland and they lost to Illinois, but they're still somewhere around the top 4 or 5 in the league.
Cold pizza.
Which is...
Cold pizza. I want some. I'm hungry. I just ate.
No, you don't want no cold pizza.
Yes, I do. I like cold pizza. Remember that show on ESPN used to be called Cold Pizza? Who was that? I forgot who was on that show. But then they separated and they became something else. It was like became First Take. I think Cold Pizza used to be Skip Bayless and someone else. And then someone else left. And Skip Bayless and Stephen A. Smith got together. And they became First Take. So, well... guys, we're at 12 minutes. Not too bad. Been talking about a lot. I think we're still excited from the win. I don't think we can get Kentucky off the brain. Yeah, this would be a different video if they would have lost. That's for sure.
Oh, I just say but. I just say but. I just say never say never. I mean, that I just say because. I mean, because when they got down, like 12 points in the first half and then 8 in the second half, I'm like, oh goodness, here we go. But
they hung in there.
I just say they hung in there. I just say, the players got together, in the spirit of the crowd in Rupp Arena. I just say that it brought them back.
And I tell you this right now, some good sporting events coming up. You had baseball spring training matchup games today. Yankees were playing the Phillies. I don't know the score of that. It doesn't really matter. Just know that was going on.
I understand. Well, even for a lot of NASCAR fans, the NASCAR season begins tomorrow. I said prestigious Daytona 500.
Daytona 500, and I'll show you this one right here. I'll give you his.
I say he's showing you his.
My driver, because Jeff retired.
Driver for this season.
As soon as Jeff retired, I stuck with the 24 car. Chase Elliott tomorrow. He's on the pole for the second year in a row. So let's see what he can do with it. So, well, on that note, it might be time to say goodbye. Where are we at? How many minutes?
14, 15.
If you guys make it to the end here, we'd really appreciate it if you go ahead and, since you made it this far, go ahead and comment about what we said. Go ahead and like the video, share, subscribe if you haven't subscribed to this channel. We're going to be posting more videos like this on this channel about sports. They'll be titled differently from what I do personally on the channel, so you'll know exactly if it's the sports show or if it's something I'm doing by myself. So, Jay, you got anything else?
Well, I just said, I know he's got his own YouTube channel. I mean, I've got a computer, but I haven't done any YouTube videos. I mean, because you know what, I I don't know if I put myself out there like that, but maybe I'll give it a try. So maybe I'll post some videos out here sooner or later at some point. I don't know.
It's something fun to do. So I like it. I enjoy it. But we'll see you guys next week. I hope your teams win or whatever they're doing. And if you're a Florida fan, well, maybe next week. Till then, you guys have a good day.
He has to get his last little digs in.
Later.